Welcome to She Said That Out Loud, a podcast where we have real conversations about events that's going on in the world today. And I have my guest, Sky. Today, we had this interesting conversation. Say hi to everybody.
Hey.
We had an interesting conversation today. She brought up an issue that happened with T.I. T.I was on a podcast. Whose podcast was that?
I don't know how to pronounce her name, but it was Miguel's wife.
And then what happened?
They were talking about girl chat, or not girl chat. They were talking about if he had the talk with his daughters and
About what talk?
sex talk.
Oh, a sex talk. Oh my goodness, a sex
with
talk.
his daughters. And T.I went to mention how he's had the talk with his daughters, but he also goes yearly with his 18-year-old daughter, Deja. He goes to the gynecologist with her to make sure her hymen is intact.
Oh my goodness.
And
So he goes to the OBGYN with her every year just to make sure that the hymen's not broken.
yeah. And the doctor explained to him they could be broken by many things like bike riding and sports and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, I know that, but she doesn't do any sports or anything like that.
Well, I mean, to me, what value is it gonna give him to check her hymen every year? Like, what good is gonna come out of that? Like, what's gonna happen if he find out that it is broken? He's not gonna talk to his daughter no more. I mean, like, you gonna go and find the man with I mean, like, what is going to happen once you find out that information? That's what I would like T.I to let us know. What are you gonna do with that information?
I don't know.
He definitely don't need to be doing nothing bad that's gonna put him in a bad light in the in entertainment world. So it's
Well,
like,
I don't think he meant any harm by it. So because if you watch T.I Family Hustle, they're all close.
is that
Like,
show still on the air?
I think so. They're all close and they all do things with family. But it's kind of interesting how Tiny, who she's close with as well. I know that T.I is her biological father and all that stuff, and Tiny's not her biological mom. But like, I would think Tiny would be the one going with her, but not checking her hymen, but just going up and get, yearly checks and stuff. But it's kind of weird how, to me, it's kind of weird how he wants to know exactly the hymen, not like her overall health.
Yeah.
Not health, but like overall make sure everything's intact down there. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's true, because normally when you go to the OBGYN, you're checking to make sure that you don't have anything abnormal going on down there. Like, any cancers or diseases or anything like that.
Yeah, that's
but
what
he
I meant
wasn't
by
even,
overall health.
I know what you mean. So, but you're right. He wasn't even focused on that. He was just focused on the fact that did somebody break it. And it's like, T.I, you was probably breaking many hymens, I'm sure. So it ain't like, okay, does that make her a bad person if it's broken? You did it yourself. I'm sure he was out there having sex when he was young. Like, that's the point. Like, what's going to happen if he finds out that she truly did have sex?
Maybe he'll sit down and talk to her further about,
I mean, because to me, I do think that he's going to the extreme as far as going to the OBGYN. It's one thing, your husband will go with you. I mean, but I think, did you mention some people was thinking that it was disgusting or something?
Yeah, he had a lot of backlash with it where people thought it was like disgusting, and his daughters needs to learn, like he should let his daughters live her life, his daughter live her life and things like that. But I think people just took it the wrong way, because he said that he went to check to see if the hymen is broke, yes, but he never said, because when you go to the OBGYN, they open you, all that stuff, but he never said he was in the room while doing it. So I don't see how that's like so disgusting. And I think people just took it far left and made assumptions in their head, like, oh, he sits there and watches her like that. He did not say all that. He just says he took her. That's all he says.
Well, I think people get this visual in their head when you go to the OBGYN. If your spouse or whoever is going with you, they're in the room, and So you do get this visual, the legs spread open, the doctor putting this thing, cranking it up, taking the squab. So you get this visual, and that's probably why they were saying
he's disgusting
because this is your daughter. It's not like this is your spouse. She's pregnant.
But he never, like I said, he never mentioned that he was watching it all, or he never mentioned that he was in the room. He could take her. He could be sitting in the waiting room.
But it was implied that he was in the room, and the reason why I said that it was implied because the doctor said, "Well, Mr. Harris, according to T.I." She's at an age where she has to give permission, and he was like, "Well, you got the doctor wants you to sign this paper.
Do you have anything you want me to know? Do you
have anything that you don't want me to know?"
Okay.
So they had to be in the same room in order to have that conversation. I don't know if it happened before the office visit
or before he opened her up, and he could have been like, "Can you step out?" Or, "Do you want to be in here?" Or, "Do you want your father?" There's many scenarios. He could have said that before that even happened.
But it seemed like in order for him to know if it was busted or not, he the doctor's in there looking. I know this may be graphic to people, but the doctor's in there looking. It seems to me that he would say, he's probably like, "Do you see anything going on down there? Does it look erupted and busted?" You know what I mean? Or did he wait till it was all done and he's standing outside and he's like, "Hey doc, can you tell me what happened? Did it look?" You know what I mean?
He's like, "Give me my results."
It just seemed like to me.
He said, "Give me my results." That's what threw me off a little bit. It's like, my results, that's your daughter's results, not yours. That's her.
It just seemed
that's where it kind of threw me off. But I was just like, okay, well, could be more to the story, or there could be things that happen. I don't know.
You know what? And
we don't know them personally, so we don't know what happened prior or what she's been through or any of that, and which could have led to this yearly check. But hey.
And that's probably that's the missing link. There could be a reason why he's doing that. He could have had family members something happened to. Yeah. Something could have happened to him. I don't know. I'm not saying that anything did, but there's a reason why someone would go through those extremes to do that. Now, the wife, is that episode still on the air? Because I want to go on the air and check that out.
The wife?
I'm sorry, not the wife. Miguel's wife. You said Miguel's wife. You couldn't remember her name.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm so sorry. I have you on Instagram. I love you, but I don't know how to pronounce it, and I don't want to butcher it.
But look it up so we can find out what her name is, because I want to go on there and look at the episode.
No, the episode's taken down.
Oh, she took the episode down?
Yeah.
Okay, so did she say something to her fans or her followers before she did that, or after?
She said an apology because people took it the wrong way.
They took what the wrong way?
The podcast, the conversation.
Everything.
Yeah, because they were giggling and stuff, and people thought that was disrespectful, which there's a lot of reasons why people can laugh things off. They could have felt uncomfortable themselves. They could have just didn't know what to say to that, because probably they never been through that situation, and they don't know how to feel, how to respond. That's kind of hard to respond to if you're in the moment and someone's telling you, "Yeah, I go take your," that's kind of, I would be like, "Oh," like I would do the same, and just in general.
Well, there is such thing as nervous laugh. So some people, they do laugh out of nervousness. It doesn't mean that anything is wrong with them or they're crazy. I mean, come on now, check out the Joker. Anybody who's seen the movie Joker, yes, there was some mental health going on there, but he had a nervous laugh. And he had that card. Excuse me for laughing. I can't remember exactly what it said, but he said he had a medical condition that caused him to laugh. So sometimes there is a nervous laugh. It doesn't mean that something's wrong with you or whatever. It's just
it doesn't mean that you're meaning it in a disrespectful way. You just don't know what to say in the moment. I have nervous laughs all the time. When I'm angry, I laugh. It's just a mechanism.
Some people laugh when they're having pain.
Yeah.
DeAndre, I remember I used to take him to the doctor, and he'll get an immunization shot, and he's laughing, and they're like, he's laughing. Sometimes people laugh to keep from crying. So it doesn't mean that anything's wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I don't think it was anything in a disrespectful manner, like she mentioned when she posted that apology statement. I don't think it was anything. I don't think they were laughing at anything disrespectfully. And some people saying they owe Deja an apology, but I don't see why that she would. I don't know. My opinion, they didn't do anything wrong. They didn't even say anything wrong about Deja. It was just, they were just responding to what T.I. told them. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and T.I.
I don't think Deja, like, if they wanted to apologize, of course, but I'm just saying, I don't think, in my opinion, when you hear the podcast, they never even said anything wrong about Deja. They said how beautiful she was and how she's doing amazing because she's just in school. Like, I don't think they said anything wrong about Deja, but maybe because people thought the laughing was disrespectful. Maybe that's why they said.
Well, T.I. and his family, their life is an open book. So it's open to the public. I mean, they had a reality show. So in that, I mean, when you have that type of lifestyle where you're exposed to the public, he ain't hiding nothing. T.I. ain't hiding nothing. Tiny ain't hiding nothing.
I don't even think it's necessarily them. There's no reason to.
Well, see, that's why he felt open to have that conversation because they are transparent people.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people like that. Like, there's a lot of, probably, you never know. There's probably men that do yearly checkup on it. Probably not for the specific hymen, but
and there could be.
There's men. There's
right.
Probably families that are comfortable like that, and
nobody
just talks about it.
Yes,
maybe
that's true.
But just because T.I. is a public figure and he openly talked about it, I don't understand why that's a big controversy.
Because
or problem
people aren't used to hearing men say that. They're not used to it. But you're right. There could be a whole slew of men out there that do go to the OBGYN with their daughter, and it's just nobody talks about that because that's an uncomfortable conversation.
There's men out there that are single fathers, so probably they just go and sit with their daughter. But I don't think it's anything wrong that he talked about. I don't think it should have been blown out of proportion as much as it was.
Well, T.I.
I love you guys. I love your little family.
Whatever
y'all do you.
Whatever you choose to do, you do. It's your world, and you already know that.
Right. So you don't owe nobody an explanation.
No, and I really don't think that Miguel's wife, which you still didn't look up the name.
I know her name. I just don't know how to pronounce her name.
I don't think she should have took down that podcast. I don't think she should have let the trolls and the internet folks control what she does on her show. I mean, I think that was to the extreme, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe she got some threats or something like that in order for her to do that. I don't think she got threats. There's something that happened to me.
No, I don't think she got threats. I just
Nazanin.
I don't know, but you guys should still follow her on Instagram. Listen to her podcast. Her and her sister talk about really good things.
That's her and her sister?
Yeah, her podcast.
I need to check out her podcast. I want to check it out.
Yeah, because they have good stuff on there. It's just that one was the one that everybody's going crazy because T.I. said, that. But
okay. Well, T.I., you keep doing you. You and your family keep doing good
life.
Works. We're about to end this episode. We will have another episode coming up shortly. My sister's going to be here. And we'll be having some in-depth conversations about things that people don't want to talk about. So, just like T.I., I'm open, I'm transparent, I'm ready to put it out on the table. Some gonna like it, some may not like it. Oh well.
Everybody got an opinion for a reason.
Exactly. All right. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you for tuning in. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.